On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched joint military strikes on Iranian soil. The war has begun. But how powerful is Iran compared to America? Can Iran even fight back? Today, we break down every number, every weapon, every advantage. US versus Iran Military Strength 2026. Before we start, hit subscribe. This is going to be a deep breakdown of the Army, Navy, Air Force, missiles, and the secret weapon Iran is actually counting on. Let's go. Let's start with money, because money buys weapons, technology, and training. The United States defense budget in 2025 was $886 billion. Iran's official military budget? Just $15 billion. That's a 59-to-1 ratio. America's research and development budget alone, at $145 billion, is 5 times bigger than Iran's entire military spending. But here's what's interesting. Iran is not trying to outspend America. They're spending smart. Every dollar goes into missiles, drones, and guerrilla tactics designed specifically to hurt the U.S. More on that later. Now let's talk soldiers. The United States has 1.39 million active duty troops and 845,000 reservists, making it the world's most trained and equipped fighting force. Iran has 610,000 active military personnel. That's 350,000 Army regulars and 190,000 in the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The IRGC is Iran's elite ideological force that controls its missile and drone programs. On top of that, Iran has up to 1 million besieged, who are volunteer militia fighters organized at the village and neighborhood level across the entire country. Here's the thing, numbers don't tell the whole story. U.S. soldiers are spread across bases in 80 countries. Iran's forces are defending their home turf. Let's move to ground forces. The United States fields 5,500 main battle tanks, including the M1 Abrams, the most advanced tank in the world. They also have over 45,000 armored fighting vehicles, nearly 1,500 self-propelled artillery units, and over 1,300 multiple rocket launcher systems. Iran has around 1,513 tanks. It's a mix of Russian T-72s, domestically built Khar tanks, and 40 to 50-year-old American and British tanks from before the 1979 revolution. They have about 1,300 armored fighting vehicles, 580 self-propelled artillery, and nearly 1,500 multiple rocket launcher systems. Iran actually matches the US in rocket launchers, which matters for asymmetric warfare. But their tank fleet is aging and spare parts are hard to get because of sanctions. The US Abrams tank? It's basically a flying fortress on tracks. Iran's best tanks? Many are older than the soldiers driving them. Now for air power. This is where the gap becomes massive. The United States Air Force has a total of over 13,000 aircraft. This includes almost 1,800 fighter jets, over 900 attack aircraft, nearly 6,000 helicopters, and over 1,000 attack helicopters. We're talking F-22 Raptors, F-35 Lightning E's, which are 5th-generation stealth fighters, Beta Spirit stealth bombers, and now the new B-21 Raider. The U.S. also has air refueling tankers, meaning American jets can fly anywhere in the world without landing. Iran has a total of around 500 aircraft, with approximately 250 of those being operational combat aircraft. Their helicopter fleet includes aging H-1 Seekers and CH-47 Chinooks. Iran's most famous jet? The F-1 Tomcat. Yes, the plane from Top Gun, bought from America before the revolution. They're still flying it. Iran did recently acquire a small number of Russian Su-35 fighters in 2025, the first modern jets in decades. The U.S. Air Force doesn't just dominate, it operates in a completely different league. Iran's pilots are flying 40-year-old jets against stealth aircraft that cannot be seen on radar. What about the navies? The U.S. Navy operates 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, more than all other nations combined. It has 70 submarines, most of which are nuclear-powered, and 116 surface combat ships, including guided missile destroyers and cruisers. Each carrier strike group carries dozens of fighter jets, essentially a floating air base that can park off any coastline. Iran has no aircraft carriers. It has 3 kilo-class diesel submarines from Russia and some Mauj-class frigates. But Iran's real naval strategy is this: hundreds of small, fast-attack boats, missile boats, and speedboats operated by the IRGC in the Persian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz. Iran controls the northern shoreline of the Strait of Hormuz, the choke point where 20% of the world's oil passes through. They can close that strait, threatening the entire global economy. That's not weakness, that's leverage now. Here's where Iran is actually dangerous missiles. The United States has over 5,500 nuclear warheads, with about 3,700 of them operational. It has Tomahawk cruise missiles for precision strikes, JASSM extended range standoff missiles, and hypersonic weapons in development, plus ICBMs that can reach any point on Earth. Iran has no nuclear weapons, yet, but it does have uranium enriched to near weapons-grade levels. It possesses the largest ballistic missile arsenal in the Middle East, with over 3,000 ballistic and cruise missiles of various ranges. The Shahab-3 can reach Israel, Saudi Arabia, and U.S. bases in the Gulf. The Fatah 110 is a precision-guided short-range missile. The Khyber Shekin is a medium-range ballistic missile with a range over 1,400 kilometers, and they have the hypersonic Fatah missile. Unveiled in 2023 with a claimed speed of Mach 15, plus thousands of drones, including the Shaite 136 loitering munitions, the same drones devastating Ukrainian cities, which they've exported to Russia. Iran doesn't need aircraft carriers when a swarm of missiles and drones can overwhelm air defenses from underground silos hidden in mountains. And here's what the numbers don't show. Iran doesn't fight alone. They have built a proxy network spanning 7 countries, called the Axis of Resistance. This includes Hezbollah in Lebanon with 150,000 rockets pointed at Israel, Houthi rebels in Yemen threatening Red Sea shipping and attacking U.S. warships, Shia militias in Iraq, who have already declared readiness to join the war, Hamas in Gaza already in open conflict since 2023, and Assad loyalists in Syria giving them access to the Mediterranean. Iran spent decades building this network. When Iran gets hit, it doesn't just hit back directly. It activates proxies across the entire Middle East simultaneously. That's the doctrine. That's the strategy. Make the cost of attacking Iran felt everywhere. Let's look at the final scoreboard. On paper, it is not even close. The United States is the most powerful military force in human history. But wars are never just fought on paper. Iran knows it cannot defeat the United States in a conventional war. That has never been the plan. The plan is to make victory too costly, to bleed the U.S. with drones, missiles, proxies, and closed oil straits until Washington decides the price isn't worth it. And right now, as explosions rock Tehran and U.S. carrier groups circle the Persian Gulf, the world is watching to see how this plays out. Will Iran's missiles break through? Can the U.S. achieve its objectives? Will this escalate into something far larger? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for daily updates on the Iran war. And watch our next video on Iran's secret underground missile cities and how they've been preparing for this moment for 20 years. I'll see you there.